Hello, my name's Stephen, and today I'm going to talk to you about using Minecraft in the maths curriculum. You probably know a little bit about Minecraft, which is why you're watching this video. But basically, Minecraft's about breaking blocks down and placing them. Players can work individually or in groups to build creative solutions to problems. They can create whatever they can imagine. And you can also incorporate it in lots of different curriculum areas. And today we're going to focus on maths. The Education Edition brings the best parts of the Minecraft game together with some educational features, as well as a whole lot of worlds or lesson activities that you can use with your students. So Minecraft is really just a kind of a great big sandbox. Students can build with blocks, and generally the blocks are assumed to be 1 meter cubed, which makes it an ideal workspace to learn about all sorts of different maths topics. So we encourage teachers to use mathematical thinking and language as students are exploring the world. So we can look at doubling, tripling, we can look at placing lots of blocks together, counting how many blocks do I need. We can look at measurement, we can look at coordinates, and lots more besides. So I'm just going to spend a moment looking at the structure of the maths curriculum, and then we're going to go on and look at some of the worlds and how you can find those to use with your students. So the curriculum structure is really in 3 main areas. The first area is number and algebra. So that's all about numbers, relationships between numbers, patterns, and there's great opportunities for using that within Minecraft, as we'll see in this session. The second part is measurement and geometry, and I've already mentioned that the blocks are generally made up of cubes, but there's lots of other shapes and lots of other measurement we can do within the game, as we will explore today. And then finally, statistics and probability. So as we go through this session, I'll refer back to the different curriculum areas in the Australian curriculum mathematics area. So I've just jotted down a few ideas that came to mind, but what I find is as you spend time in Minecraft, whether you are playing in survival mode, so you're trying to survive the night and escape the monsters, there's a lot of thinking to do around Minecraft. So how much material do you need to create a safe place to live? What's the likelihood that a baddie is going to come and get me? So those sorts of things come up in survival mode. But in creative mode, when you're building, you're thinking about how many blocks do I need? How much space? How deep can I go? Lots of other things like that. So I've just jotted down a few ideas that came to me. So straight away, I really want somewhere to live, but how much wood do I need? And if I'm in survival, how many trees have I got to cut down to get to get wood planks? And I can introduce algebra here. So if I need a certain amount of wood to make an axe, which can make me work faster, what's the best use of my time and resources? How much wood and stone do I need to create different tools? What's the ratio of stone to wood in a stone pickaxe? These are great questions that you can stop thinking about when you're playing the game naturally. And then we can bring in monetary values as well. If glass costs $4, wood costs $3, and doors cost $5, how much is your house worth? If the surface area of my bedroom is 16 square meters and paint costs $3 per litre, how much can I spend on decorating my bedroom? These are all the types of things that flow naturally in the game. Measurement and geometry. Well, when you start playing, you might be looking around and suddenly it starts going dark. Well, a day in Minecraft is 20 minutes of Earth time. So how much faster is this than normal time? How much time is spent in dusk and in dawn? How much time are we in darkness? What fraction is that? If a standard block is 1 cubic meter, what's the length, width and height of your house? What's the volume? How many different cuboids can you make if you've got 36 blocks? Is that enough to live in? Can you get a bed? Can you get a more than one room? Do they all have the same surface area? So these sorts of questions can be brought in whenever you're working with your students in the world of Minecraft. There's a lot of mathematical language, mathematical thinking that ties back to the curriculum. Statistics and probability. What's the probability of spawning a brown and white panda bear? This came up the other day, actually. I was working with some students and we were spawning panda bears, and someone shouted out that they got a brown one, and someone else said that's really rare. But how rare is it? And does it matter where you are in the game? Is a dispenser random? You can create a dispenser which dispenses certain items, certain blocks or tools within the game. Is it random? It's supposed to be. Can we test whether it's random? A world I'm going to show you very shortly is a fishing world. And when you fish in Minecraft, you can either catch fish, treasure or junk. What's the likelihood of catching one rather than the other? And does it change depending on the weather, or whether you're in a boat or on the shore or in the ocean or on a river? So there's a lot of questions there that come into all of the different areas of the maths curriculum. So what I'm going to do now is show you where you can get some ready-made worlds that you can pick up and use straight away in your curriculum with lesson plans, resources, etc. So we're going to head off to education.minecraft.net and I'll show you the best and easiest way to find resources there. This is the Minecraft Education Edition website at education.minecraft.net. There's so much information on this website, so you can find out all about Minecraft, the impact it's having in schools across the world, great stories and updates. You can get started. You can download Minecraft here, share this with families. There are guides for educators, parents, IT, admin staff, and lots more. We're focused today on teaching. So let's have a look at this Teach with Minecraft section here. And on the left-hand side, you can get trained. There's all sorts of detailed training on lots of different aspects of Minecraft. And you can dive straight in and explore the lessons. So that's what I'm going to have a look at today. The different ways that you can find great lessons to support your maths teaching. So let's go into explore lessons. So there are literally hundreds of lessons here that have been created by educators right around the world. And if I scroll down, you'll see that there are subject kits for a lot of the different subjects. Now these are American, or they're kind of sorted by American curriculum areas. So we've got math rather than maths, and computer science rather than digital technologies. But if I go into math, there's a whole lot of ready-made resources that you can start using. So some of the most popular ones are listed here. And if you just hover over one, it gives you a bit more information about it. So this one is suitable for all ages. This one is for, oh, can I read that? I think it says 8 to 10 and 11 to 12. Those are ages rather than year groups. So a whole lot of lessons you can just click on and find information about. So if I open up this one, subtraction world, all of these pages have a similar format. You can see the learning objectives. You can see if there are any teacher prep and notes, guiding ideas, student activities, performance expectations, and so on. And then on the right hand side, there are files. So they might be Minecraft worlds that you can download, as well as worksheets or videos or completed student work. So very simple to get one of these files. If you want to direct your students directly to this, you can click this button here and you can copy the website address, or you can send it straight into Microsoft Teams. Great. So the subject kit are basically hand-picked resources that have been tried and tested. If we scroll down, we've got the standard alignments for the US curriculum. So the Common Core mathematics standards correspond quite well to the Australian grades. So grade 3 is the equivalent to year 3, so 8 and 9 year olds. Grade 4 is 9 and 10 year olds, and grade 5 is like our year 5, 10 and 11 year olds. So these guides just have some really great resources. So if I go into this one here, year 5, you'll see some great ideas for increasing student engagement, exploration, and links to the outcomes. So looking at algebra, numbers, fractions, measurement and data. So they have slightly different strands and standards than we do in Australia, but that gives you a really nice starting point, particularly if you are let's go back where I was, particularly if you are a year 3, year 4 or year 5 teacher. You can also search within these subject kits. So I can search for a particular topic. So maybe I'm looking at fractions. I can search for fractions. And we find there's 12 worlds or 12 lessons already made for fractions. We can go and explore that further. What we can also do is search by age range. So we can choose the age range of our students. We can choose the subject, so maths, for example, in this case. And we can also search by standards. So if we choose Australia, we can either choose the Australian curriculum or the state or territory specific curriculum. Let's just go into ACARA and let's look at, for example, year 4. And then we can look at maths, and all of the standards are listed there, and we can go and choose a particular resource. Let's have a look at comparing areas using metric units. There we go. And we can see there's 2 lesson activities that we can go in and explore further. So different ways that you can search. You can either search by keyword, or you can search by standard. So what we're going to do now is actually go in and look at a few of the worlds. I've currently shown you how to find worlds via the website. You can also find them in the game, which we'll look at now. But just before that, if you do find a world that you really like or you want to refer back to, if you have actually registered for the website, you can see I've logged in here. You can sign up with your school email address. And then if there's a site or a page or a lesson you like, just click on the little heart. It will turn to red, and then that will appear under your list of resources. So a great way for bookmarking things to have a look at later. So if I go to my resources, I can see I've saved these 2 lessons to have a look at later or to use later. You don't have to sign in. You can obviously just bookmark them in the usual way, but I find that quite useful to keep all my resources together. Okay, so let's go into the game and explore some of these Minecraft worlds. As well as exploring the resources available on the website, education.minecraft.net, there's also a whole lot of ready-made editable worlds available from within the app. So let's have a look at how we can access those and use those in the classroom. Let's now look at some of the worlds that are built into the game. So rather than downloading worlds from the Minecraft website or making them available on your school network, students can access worlds directly within the game, whether they're playing on a Mac, PC, Chromebook or iPad. So I've just logged on as Stephen. Hello. And I'm going to click play. My Worlds contains all the worlds that I've already used on this computer or that someone else has used on this computer. Library is where you'll find brand new worlds that you can start using yourself. So I'm going to go into View Library. And first of all, I'm just going to quickly talk about the monthly build challenges. Every month, the Minecraft education team put together a challenge. They're on various topics, and many of them are cross-curricular. But if you look through here, you might find ones that are relevant for your maths classroom. For example, area and volume challenge. That little character there is the agent, so that suggests there could be a coding or digital technologies element to this as well. So I can go into one of these challenges and I get a brief description. So we're using Minecraft to visually represent area and volume. And as I scroll down, I can see the objectives and some extension ideas. So you can see we use coding in one of the extension activities. If I click create the world, I'll go straight into the world. I'll do that in a second. I can get an online copy of the lesson plan. This will actually give me further information about the lesson. I can scroll down. I can see which subject areas, year groups, how long it takes to complete. There we go. It's a nice 20 to 30 minute activity. I can also assign or share this directly to the students. So rather than ask the students to log on, go to View Library, go to Build Challenges, search for area and volume, I can just click Assign or Share. And I can copy this link and put it into my learning management system or turn it into a QR code. I can publish it straight to Microsoft Teams if I'm using that with students, and there's some other options as well. Would you like to add an assessment tool, Flipgrid topic or website? So before you share this with the students, you might want to share a link to a rubric or a place where you want them to upload a solution or screenshots. You can just click add a resource, type in the URL and give it a name, and that will be available to the students within the game. Or you can just direct students to this world, create the world, and then the students can work on it either individually or in groups. What's nice about all of these build challenges is there's a lot of instructions in game. So we've got here area and volume, use the world as a visual representation, area equals length times width. And if I struggle to read this, I can just press I on my keyboard and it loads up those instructions in Immersive Reader. And I can have that read out to me, or I can change the language, interact with it in different ways. So you've got that built in anytime there's text in the game. I'm just going to go straight over here. So I've got to, I guess, work out the area of these, maybe from above, and explain that as a sum on the, or a product on the slate that I've been given here. And then over this side, we've got volume. Maybe I should have read the teacher notes before I went in. But you can see that that's a nice little world that students could work in small groups or work individually. Then they can build their own or even code their own using the agent. Let's go back into the build challenges. Let's just have a look down. So you'll see many of these are cross-curricular topics. One particular one that I think is quite good for maths is this gone fishing. Grab your fishing rod and head out onto the water. Use this Minecraft world to get started tracking your fishing success. So this is about going out, and I guess it's a kind of a statistics or probability task. You can go fishing and record what you've caught. Let's give that a try. I'm going to create the world. And I'm going to go fishing. Oh, brilliant. It tells me how to fish. Hold your fishing rod, point at the water, right-click to cast, wait for a fish to bite, right-click to reel in the fishing line. I don't have a fishing rod. Okay. So quite often in these worlds, if you see one of these chests, that's where you will find what you need for the activity. So there's 4 fishing rods. That suggests that up to 4 people can play in the game. Now I'm going to go out here. I could cast just from the land here, or I could row out in a boat. Let's just see what happens if I cast from here. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a bite. Nothing. Oh, there's some bubbles. Oh, bite, and I've caught some raw cod. Excellent. Let's try again. Oh, what have I got that time? A pufferfish. So there's different things you can catch. You might catch a fish, you might catch some treasure, or you could catch some junk. So we could work out the probabilities maybe by doing this as a whole class. What happens if I row out to the middle of the water? Am I more likely to catch fish or less likely? What happens if I fish from the other side, or if I go to another terrain? These are all things that we can kind of explore within the game. So it's just a nice kind of statistical task that we can do in the world of Minecraft. Excellent. I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to come back to that later, definitely. So that's just a couple of examples from the monthly build challenges. Also in the library, you have these subject kits. Science, math, computer science, social, emotional, and so on. So these are all categorized by topic. They're mainly based on the US curriculum. So if I go into math, I'll see Common Core Grade 3, 4, 5. They are roughly equivalent to Year 3, Year 4, Year 5 in Australia. So let's have a look in Grade 3. There are a whole lot of different worlds all set up to either help students learn different concepts, or to practice, or to represent. Let's have a look at this algebra one. Explore math models to learn about arithmetic patterns and use this knowledge to build designs. Okay, there's also a slideshow with this. So quite a few of the activities will have resources associated with them. So if I click on resources here, you can see this is downloading a zip file, and within that you'll find a PowerPoint which has got some questions or prompts that you can share with the students during the task, before or after the task. So there's lots of great resources available. Let's just go straight in and have a look at this world. Okay, so this is an example of a non-playing character, and you'll also find this in a lot of the ready-made worlds. Generally, you right-click and you find some directions or some questions or some prompts, and you can also find links either to other parts of the world, or this is a link to the lesson online. I don't need to look at that. I think I can work this out, maybe. Let's have a look. So I'm coming over here. We've got some structure, so I can see there's some kind of pattern here. And hello, Piggy. And then here we've got 3, 5, 7, 9, and maybe our task is to work out the next 2 numbers and maybe build the next one in the sequence. Similarly over here. So there's a number of different tasks that we can do, and we can record. There's areas for building over here. So these are ones that perhaps we are starting from scratch. And then we can actually look at how these number patterns and these representations can be used if we're building structures. So perhaps I should have read the lesson plan first, but I kind of have got the idea here, and that's already made. So students can just open that up, work on it, save it back to their own device. Excellent. We'll just have a look at a couple more so you get a feel for the types of different activities are there. Again, view library, subject kits, math. Let's look at some grade 4 this time. Look, angles, base 10 puzzles, finding factors. Let's do some factors. Here we go. So, here we go. Students will use a 100 chart on paper as a map to build rectangles that show the factors for each number between 1 and 100. Okay, so I guess if I read the lesson plan, I'll find out a bit more about that. But it looks like there's a world there where we can just go in and we can represent what we've already worked out on paper. So not everything is done in Minecraft. There might be times where Minecraft is just... I've just flown up there. Minecraft might just be where you demonstrate your answers. So you've worked out how to do something on paper or with Lego or whatever it might be. And then here we can come and... Let's see what this one is here. Who's this person? 12. So in here, we can come in and represent all the different ways that we can make 12 using factors. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Look at me go. Excellent. So just that's kind of like a template, and it keeps people in the right place. We'll just look at a couple more. While we're here, I'm not going into my world, so I'm going to go into the view library, subject kits. Let's look at some year 5. City planning, quadrilaterals, fractions, javelin line plots. Loads of great. Decimal dungeon, that looks fun. I'll explore that later. Volume. Yeah, let's look at some volume today. Students will learn about volume by filling sandboxes, creating equations, and finding the total amount of block in rectangular prisms. Okay, so this is just an alternative to maybe getting out cubes. We're actually going to do it using cubes in Minecraft, I guess. So let's have a look over here. How many green units? So I guess we can explore this and find out how many units. There's Robert. He's going to give us some instructions. Good news. We got the sand for the sandboxes. Now fill them. Get shovel. So presumably if I click that, yay! Look, I've been given a shovel. So that's gonna help me break those boxes, and I can collect those. If I'm not. There we go. I'm collecting. You can see as I break the blocks, I'm collecting them and I'm counting them in my bar at the bottom. So far I've got 6, 8, 9, and I guess once I've collected them all, then I know the volume of that shape. I guess the same with these other colors. What's over here? Sandbox 5. What's the volume of this sandbox? Oh, okay. So we have to then fill this, or maybe we've worked out a formula for working this out, and then if we get it right... Is it 24? Not yet. Oops, I've done something wrong. Oh, I've lost a point. Look, you can see on the right-hand side there, I've lost a point. Whoops, I should have read the instructions. But that gives you a nice idea of... some ready-made lessons. But tip there, always read the instructions as a teacher, so you know what you're prepared for. You don't necessarily know how to play the game or use all the commands, but you need to know what the kind of rules of the activity are. Let's look at one more. And this next one I'm going to show you has got some nice features that I wanted to highlight. So I'm going to go into math, and I'm going to go into this quadrilaterals one here. So obviously you can't have perfect quadrilaterals due to the fact that we're working in a block world, but there's some really nice features that I just wanted to highlight here. So here we can kind of categorize a parallelogram, a kite, a trapezium, and you'll notice here that there are blocks. So I can't actually get out of here. So I can't go and explore. I'm kind of stuck in this world until I've completed the activity. So there's that really nice idea of just having a small confined world. So as we discussed right at the beginning of this, Minecraft is a kind of really big open world, but you can kind of box people in so they're just focused on doing a particular task. And then it might be that we want to go and create our own quadrilaterals over here. Look at that. I've made a square. Well, I've made a cuboid, but let's imagine. Okay, so there's just a few ideas. You absolutely just go on to the library and explore the maths activities to find loads of other maths activities. The other thing I wanted to share here is this new and featured. So every now and again, there are some great new worlds that have been created in partnership with Minecraft, or they might be worlds for a specific week or holiday. You'll find, these are new since I last logged on. So you'll find any new worlds that you might want to go and explore, or any highly recommended worlds for different topics. So always check the new and featured. You might find something that's perfect for you. Okay, so yeah, I guess my number one tip is, before you ask students to go and look at one of those worlds, open it up, have a look at the lesson plan. And the great thing about this is you can go into these worlds and maybe change them slightly, tweak them to so they're suitable for your curriculum outcomes. Excellent. Are we done for now, Stephen? There we go. Getting a nod from Stephen. Geocaching lesson. This is one of my favourite lessons that I've used. It's originally a Year 5 lesson made by Mark Grundle to solve a series of problems using order of operations and save a village from the evil wizard. You can search for geocaching lesson on the Minecraft Education website, and there is a downloadable world there. So I'm just going to go straight into my worlds and enter the geocaching world. Now, I've used this activity with students and I've used it with staff training as well. But I've also adapted it. So it's actually solving maths problems, but I've changed it to for different age ranges and different topics as well. So let me talk to this person here. Okay, so we get given the instructions. If we click Discover More, it takes us to an online link where we've got to solve this problem. So here I've got to do a little bit of maths. 418. 100 take away 37. 63. 1,000 divided by 10. 100. 700. 760. Minus 760. Oh, there we go. That's quite tricky. So I've written down those coordinates. And I'm going to accept the quest. So I've been given a whole range of clothing. A tunic, a cap. I've been given some tools and some food. Excellent. So it looks like I am going to need a torch. I'm going underground at some point, and I'll probably have to document something with my camera and portfolio. Okay, let's see if I can find my way to those coordinates. So I need to know my X, Y, Z coordinates. So I'm going to find my way on the... Okay, so I'm going to 418, I think, was the X. Let's see if I can move in two directions at once. So somewhere over here. And so the middle coordinate is 63, so I'll need to dig down at some point. So it's 418 minus 760. So I'm guessing, go back a bit, over here somewhere. Oh, this looks good. Brilliant. So I'm going to get a pickaxe so I can find my way down. Yes, brilliant. Aha! Congratulations, you found our first gold block. Take a picture. Okay, so I'm going to just... Maybe I need to put my clothes on. There we go. And then I could get a camera and a portfolio. So I can take a photo and that appears in my portfolio. Problem 1. Once I've solved them all, I can export those to a PDF file. Excellent. So then I've got to solve the next set of coordinates. Yeah, I won't do that now, but that's a really great little task for working out the coordinates in the real world, but also solving some little order of operations problems as well. Okay, so have a look for the geocache world, and of course you can come in, and I'm currently in survival mode, but I could switch to creative and actually change these questions or set different problems. So it's a nice little template as well. Every world that you download or you access can be adapted and repurposed for your own needs. I'll stop recording now, but I'll go and explore this myself in a moment. If you want to find out more about Minecraft Education Edition and how you can use it in the classroom, here are some really great resources that you can access. So the first one there is the Minecraft Education website that we've already visited today. There's also an Australian landing page. So this is specifically for teachers in Australia. There's hand-picked resources and a curriculum guide and some brilliant worlds that you can download and use there. And then finally, My Minecraft Journey is available on the Microsoft Educator Center. And this is actually an 11-hour course that takes you through a lot of the ways that you can use Minecraft in the classroom. So it talks about editing your own worlds, classroom management, adapting resources, extending students' experiences, and lots more besides. So I'll just quickly show you those 3 websites. education.minecraft.net, or you can scan the QR code for quick access. There's the Australian landing page, again a QR code. And finally, My Minecraft Journey. Oh look, I completed it in 2020. Hopefully you'll be completing it soon as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that's given you a few ideas of how you can use Minecraft Education Edition in your maths lessons. Thank you.